Buddy, for joining me today. This is Jacob Roig from Clear Vision Business Coaching. I'm really excited to have you here with me today, and I can't thank you enough for viewing this video. What I'm going to share with you today is something that can transform your business if you focus on just 5 areas. So what I want you to do before we get started is put this on pause, go get a pen and a clean sheet of paper. Welcome back. What I want you to do on this sheet of paper is on the left-hand side, I want you to write down what I tell you to and leave a space underneath it for the next item to write. So you're going to start on the left-hand side and you're going to write number of leads. Underneath that, leave some space again, you're going to write conversion rate. Underneath that, you're going to put number of clients. Underneath that, you're going to put number of transactions. Underneath that, you're going to put average dollar per sale. Average dollar per sale. Underneath that, you're going to write gross revenue. Underneath that, you're going to put profit margin or margin. And then under that, you're going to put net profits. So let's get going. For this example, I'm using a yearly figure. You can use yearly or monthly and be as accurate as possible and use your numbers in this. For this example, I'm going to put at the top number of leads, and I'm using a yearly figure. I wrote 100. So what this is saying is that in 12 months I generate 100 leads, or people interested in my product, service, or business. What I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply that by my conversion rate. My conversion rate happens to be 25%. So I would take 100 times 0.25, and that equals the number of clients, which is the third item. That number would be 25. So 100 times 0.25 equals 25 clients. And what this is saying is that I get 100 leads in a year, and what that equates to in business is I get 25 clients out of those 100 leads. Then I'm going to say, how many times do you do business? How many transactions do you do with this client per year? In this example, it's 3. So if I take my number of transactions times the number of clients that I have, which was 25, that number equals 75. Then I take my average dollar per sale. How much do I average per client every time they do business with me? So in this example, I'm using $100. So if I take $100 times the 75 transactions, which was 25 clients times 3 transactions a year, my gross revenue is $7,500. If I take this figure and multiply it by my margin, and in my case, what a margin is all of your expenses. Everything that you pay, gas, insurance, phone, advertising, office space, utilities, after everything's said and done, what is your margin or your profit? Mine is 40% in this example. So if I take my revenue, which was $7,500, times my 0.40%, that equals $3,000 in net profit for the year. Again, this is just an example and you're going to use your own figures. So now, here's where the beauty comes in. What I do when I work with clients, if we focus on these 5 areas, is we just work on, I ask you, if you had accountability and you had me working alongside you, do you think that you could focus enough to increase your number of leads by 10%? Do you think you could increase your conversion rate by 10%? Do you think you could increase your number of transactions by 10%? So if you believe that that's a yes, then business coaching is probably right for you. And you may consider myself, hopefully, or at least somebody else, and get some guidance and get some accountability going. So let's get started on this, because this is the best part. So if we just increase the leads in my example, which were 100, by 10%, that's how many? Yep, that's right. That's 110 per year. So what it's saying is, in a year, do you think you could increase with some focus your lead count by 10%, which is only 10 more clients? So now if you take your conversion rate or percent, which in my example was 25%, 10% of that is just 2.5 more percent. So do you think you could increase your conversion rate by 2.5 more percent with some effort and focus? I strongly know that you can, because I do it every single day with some of my clients. So in this regard, it would go from 25% to 27.5. Now here's where compound interest, which is a beautiful thing, takes place. So if you take 110 clients by 27.5%, you don't just increase 2.5% in clients, which originally it was 25. We jump up to 30.25 clients. So it's actually more than 10% with the conversion rate. So if we take and increase the number of transactions by 10%, in my example it was 3 originally, now it would be 3.3. And what that's saying is that out of every 9 clients, do you think you could get one more client to buy one more time? Usually the answer is yes. So if we take this example, we go 30.25, which was my number of new clients with my 10% increase, times my new number of transaction rate, which was 3.3. Instead of 75, I come up with 99.8 new clients or transactions. So what I just did was I increased almost 25% with just a 10% effort on my number of transactions. So if we take our average dollar sale per sale, which was in my case $100, equals 110, and we multiply it by the 99.8 number of transactions, it comes up to $10,980, roughly. So what we just did with a 10% effort was we took our revenue from $7,500 to $10,980, which is over a 25% increase in gross revenue. Now if we take our profit margin and we watch what we're spending a little bit more, and we don't buy the really good pens, we buy maybe the basic pens, we don't get the fancy Post-its, we just get the regular ones, or we don't use them at all, we can save 10% on profit margin very easily. I do it all the time with my clients. So in this case, we go from 40% profit margin to 44. What happens is my bottom line net profit goes from $3,000 to $4,831.20. That's an increase of over $1,800 and roughly about a 56% increase in my net profit. Now, which one of you out there can't stand a 50% plus increase in your net profits? I don't know anybody out there that wouldn't do this with a little bit of effort. Now, what I'm telling you is if you go to this email here, I will send you this form blank so that you can fill your own figures in, and I'll even walk you through it at no expense. But go to this email here. I will send you this form. Just put in the subject line, profitability form. Thank you so much for being with me today. I welcome you back for the next time. Again, I'm in gratitude. Thank you very much. Have yourself a great day.